Hi guys, this is Dave back with BTM Reviews. And the first thing I would like to do is apologize for the audio in my last video. I don't know, I'm learning this stuff and I had that terrible echo and somebody said try using headphones. Maybe my mic is too close to my setup, so I got to figure it out. So I'm trying headphones today, and if it sounds better or worse, please leave it in the comments. I want to get better. Uh, Again, sorry about that. But thank you all for watching and thank you all for liking and the subscribers that added on. That's fantastic. I appreciate every bit of it. Uh, so, what I want to talk about is a video that Eric feels like he needs to make again. You know, he's a CEO of his own multi-million dollar company, and he names the video Maybe It's Dog Crap Fatigue. And what he's talking about is, uh, you know, superhero movies and how the mainstream media is saying, "Hey, that superhero fatigue is a real thing." And let's just hear what he says. And I just want to know what you guys think because I don't think he has any business talking about this stuff when he just needs to work on what he's working on. I don't know why he thinks this needs to be part of his life. I don't know how this helps him draw in new customers when he's bashing stuff that some people might like. If there are 10 people that like that still, but he's constantly bashing it, then it's bad for business in my opinion. Just make your books and you know talk about your company and all that stuff, not about what everybody else around you is doing. And that's all he ever has to talk about. So here we go. Again, please like and subscribe. It helps out, of course. I'm just some idiot on the internet, but it's nice to see subscriber numbers going up. So here we go.
Circumstances, set of circumstances. Like I said, I knew Madam Web was dead on arrival. We all knew that it was dead on arrival.
Okay, that's a pretty easy call. He knew it was dead on arrival. We all knew it was dead on arrival. Okay, who cares? Really?
Arrival. But Hollywood has this. The reason why I say the focusing so much on the genre, I think, is a misstep. Is because we're seeing it in other genres. It's a Hollywood thing.
Okay, guys, in the last 15 years, what's the genre been? It's been superheroes are the genre that we all were into. Every 3 months, there was a new superhero movie out, and we were all running out to see it. Then bought the Blu-rays, the 4Ks, all that good stuff. But before that, it was action hero movies, right? The Sylvester Stallones, the Arnold Schwarzeneggers, uh, even Jason Statham was making good stuff, and he still makes movies. But the action hero was a thing for a long time. And then you would throw in some romantic comedies. They were in there. They don't make those anymore like they should because those make money and those are pretty easy to watch. But they don't know how to do it. Uh, and before that, it was westerns. I mean, for 30 years it was westerns, but you know things change. People move on. People grow up, right? We started Marvel maybe when we were 20 years old. Now we're 35. We got kids, and it doesn't interest us anymore. We're on to something new. Now, has Hollywood made anything that makes us want to run to the theater? Every once in a while, they make a Mario movie. Makes a billion and billion two. They make a Barbie movie. They make an Oppenheimer that made almost $1 billion. So, if a movie's good and people talk about it, people go see it. Word of mouth helps. It's not a Hollywood thing completely, but yes, they can make better movies.
And maybe Hollywood fatigue is more accurate. We see the losses. We see the duds that get laid. We see how much money they're not making. They tried this whole streaming thing, and we're seeing the money that they're not making in streaming. And
Again, it was like the internet bubble that burst in the 90s, right? All these companies invested in something hoping that there would be a return. It turns out there's not a return and things are going to shrink. Okay, that's just what happens in the economy of new products. Streaming was a new thing. Everybody was locked in their house for 2 years, and that's all people had to do. But everybody can't stream, just like everybody can't be a movie production company. Everybody can't do that. So, streaming companies lose money. Yes, some don't, some do. More, I think, do lose money than don't, though. And personally, in my opinion, I think there's too much shit to choose from. I can never get locked into a show, and these 8 season episodes are horrible. You get 8 weeks, and sometimes all in one drop, and it's like, okay, that was a season of television, and now I've got to wait another year for 8 more episodes. I forget what the fuck I watched. So no, I can't. I don't like how they do streaming with these 8 episode seasons. I think they're lame.
And that I don't have necessarily an answer for is like, how do they turn that around? I mean,
I guess they're not going to hire you then, Eric, to fix their problems. You don't think they know they have that problem?
You look at what's coming, at least in the superhero realm. Some people are talking about this Deadpool thing, and is it going to save Marvel? And I think the answer to that is no. And that doesn't mean that it won't be a relatively decently performing movie. But in order to save it, then that means that people are going to be looking forward to it in the future, and everything that they have coming. I just don't see that happening.
Watch Gary, watch Az, watch Yellow Flash, watch Ryan Cannell. They all say the same thing. So this is not insightful information. And he said something here a little earlier about revenue and all that stuff. And I'm going to go over some numbers here in a minute too.
And yeah, I'm tapped more into the comic book stuff because that's, what it is that I do.
It isn't what it is you do. It's what I do, man. It's what my company does. He does comics now. So he's the big man on campus because he does comics now, what it is.
But then I think the same thing can probably be said about every genre. Yeah, you're gonna have these outliers, but Hollywood not only has a spending issue, but more importantly, just like the comic book industry, they have an enthusiasm problem.
This is where I want to go over some numbers. Does Eric July's Ripaverse have a enthusiasm problem? I think that's a fair question. He's 3 books in, and I pulled up the numbers today directly from his website, from his campaigns, and ISOM 1 made $3,737,920. Sorry, $3,737,920. ISOM 2 made $2,351,589. Is that an enthusiasm problem? I mean, if the first one's that good, then the second one should have seen at least close to the same enthusiasm. And then Alpha Core made $1,300,694. And that's with Eric hiring an outside writer, Chuck Dixon, who Eric only takes advice from in his own videos when he can't relate to criticism. He says the only person he'll listen to is somebody like Chuck Dixon. And Eric went out and hired him. What do you guys think Alpha Core would have did if Chuck Dixon didn't write it? Because Az and Gary, all they do is praise Chuck Dixon in all their shows. They love him. They think he's the greatest. Eric hires him, and it does $1,050,000 less than ISOM 2. Is that an enthusiasm problem? I think it is. I think people are less enthusiastic about your product. So is that just Hollywood, Eric? Or is that just bad content and your trophy hunters aren't looking for these trophies anymore? You guys tell me.
Is it people again are starting to trend more to games than they are with movies, and or is it just that it sucked? It just sucked.
What did the people that spent $3,737,000 do from book one to AlphaCore? It's $2,400,000 difference. He just answered it. It sucked. It just sucked. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate your time. Have a good night.